What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be talking about how wide receivers can beat DBs who are faster than them, okay? So we're going to be looking at three specific examples here of what you guys can do against DBs who are quicker than you, a little bit more explosive, and obviously just faster than you, okay? So I hope this video helps you guys out, but also, fellas, if you guys have not heard, if you're in the Arizona area or close to it, we are going to be down there in the Phoenix area on October 2nd and October 3rd for a two-day quarterback and wide receiver training clinic. So it's going to be a 3-hour training clinic, in-season training clinic. I myself will be there to work with the quarterbacks, wide receivers, to work on position-specific work, and we're also bringing out a speed coach to help you guys with your 40-yard dash mechanics, overall running mechanics, and to make you a better athlete. So if you guys are in the Arizona area, check out that very first link in the description below, fellas. Hope you guys can check it out. Great opportunity for you guys to come out, get better during the season, okay? So I hope you guys can check it out. Let's get started with this video. So we're going to be looking at this rider from Doug Baldwin. Now, I've showed examples of him on this page before because he isn't the fastest guy. I saw something, I don't know necessarily if it was true, but I read somewhere that he only ran maybe a 4.7 at the combine, maybe slower than that. But again, one of the greatest route runners to play the game, play the position, and he gets a ton of separation in what he does, okay? So now, let's talk about why this is able to work. So I guarantee you this DB's probably faster than him, right? We're running 4.7, 4.8, that's what I read. Like I said, he might be faster than that, but still, he doesn't get a ton of separation because of his speed. He gets separation because of his IQ. That's the number one thing that we got to understand here, okay? So when I got a DB, you see how this DB's a little bit outside shade, right? So why would a DB be outside shade in the first place? Because he doesn't want me to get to the outside. So now what a lot of young receivers will do is that they will force the release. So you see how Doug Baldwin, when he comes off, he gives his little hesitation skip and he bursts to the outside. What a lot of young receivers will do is they'll just try to run around this DB. They'll just try to continue on this release. Just, okay, I'm just going to run around him. I'm going to try to beat him with speed. It's exactly what the DB wants when he is outside shade. He is taught when he is outside shade to stay disciplined and stay square and just shuffle with you. So if you're going to run to the outside, he's just going to shuffle with you, stay square, get hands, and force you to that sideline. When he forces you to that sideline, the quarterback has no space to throw you the ball. A lot of people will say, hey, you're running a fade route. You always want to take an outside release. Not the case. Never the case. If this DB's taking away the outside, you got to react and you got to take what he gives you. But we have to create enough separation to where I can restack. So you see how Baldwin, when he comes off of here, he gets a little hesitation off, takes 3 hard steps to the outside, and all he's doing is gathering info. If this DB stays to the inside, let's just take it. If he wants to try to stay disciplined and guess, let's just take the outside release and let's work to restack that way. But when he wants to jump outside, when he wants to take away the outside, and you already see he's on the bottom of the numbers when he starts this thing, we got to make sure that I give myself some space. So he takes that inside release and does a great job of working to restack. That restack right here, this inside release, allows the quarterback to fade him back outside, right? We want to give that quarterback as much room as possible. Some people say stay on the red line. Like when you're on a field, there's like a red line, almost like a soccer line, I would say. At some high schools, there's probably a yellow line, but that's what you want to stay on. You want to be able to stay on that red line, yellow line, whatever it is, so the quarterback can fade you out and put you between the numbers and the sideline. So do not force that outside release if you're going against a faster DB. Make sure you take what they give you. So to get open against a faster DB, a DB who's quicker than you, more explosive than you, you got to make sure that you have a high football IQ. You got to make him miss by knowing his responsibilities in that specific coverage. If you see these outside shade and maybe they got safety help over the top, okay, maybe it's like a cover 2 concept, or it's a concept where he's trying to force me inside. So I'm going to set him up outside and take what he gives me. Take the inside release. And you see Doug Baldwin doesn't get a ton of separation, but he's still able to make this play. Now, another thing, fellas, when you got a DB who's got great recovery speed like this, and he's a lot quicker than us, maybe the ball's underthrown, but he's making a play on this thing fast, your hands want to be late. You don't want to show your hands too early because all that DB's going to do is play those hands. Your hands will telegraph when that ball is going to be coming. So you see how Doug Baldwin does a great job of being late with those hands, showing those hands late. And even if that DB's playing those hands and trying to shoot through, we still at least have an opportunity, and we're not giving him all the time in the world to be able to react to my hands and make a play on the ball. It's a great job by Baldwin. So number one thing, to get open against a faster DB, make sure that we have a high release IQ. We understand what the DB is going to be doing so I can make him pay because, again, he's playing a guessing game still. We should be faster than him in certain aspects. We should eliminate all wasted motion, and that's how we can create space and be late with those hands when he's got great recovery speed. Let's watch it again, full speed one more time. Great job by Baldwin, not forcing the release, restacking, and letting this quarterback fade him back outside and being late with the hands. Okay, so now, second clip we're going to be looking at here, this is AJ Green. Now, again, this is another perfect example of a DB with good recovery speed. So again, this kind of highlights the exact same thing that we were looking at in the last clip. However, it's inside shade now. So he's also going to be running a fade route, but but this DB's inside shade. So let's talk about what he decides to go with. So he goes with this little hesitation hop release, gets that DB sitting to the inside. You see, DB's got good recovery speed right there. But what did he do? He was late with his hands. So this is the exact same thing, but just the opposite end of the spectrum, the opposite type of coverage that you're going to see, but we still have to know, right? So if I got a faster guy than me who's inside shade, I know my goal is I want to try to create as much space as possible with that sideline. So again, the quarterback can fade me out. The quarterback can just has a little bit more space, and it's an easier throw for him, right? So he's inside shade. What do you think he's inside shade for? Because he wants to protect the inside. He doesn't want you to cross his face. So that usually means he doesn't have what? He doesn't have safety help, right? So I know that if I can threaten him to the inside, he's going to be over anxious to jump because that's his responsibility. So AJ Green does a great job here of squaring him up and hitting him with that little hesitation hop release. And you see how this DB wants to seal the inside. We attack his leverage. His goal is to keep his leverage. So I got a DB who's quicker than me. IQ will always get you a little bit of space, but it's what you do with the space and how you finish the play, especially when that guy's a much better athlete than you, right? So he gets him to sit to the inside, gives him that little hesitation move, and you see after the move, he's not looking back right away. He's keeping that head down. He's pumping those arms. He's accelerating out to make sure that we get space, but now he starts to look back a little bit there, and you see how that automatically naturally slows you down a little bit. Just make sure that after the release, at least for 3 steps, fellas, depending on where you're at on the field, you're keeping your head down, you're accelerating, and you were trying to get as much space as possible from this DB. Even if he's faster than you, if you could get him off that platform, it's like getting a head start on a race. It's like getting a 3-yard head start when you got to run a 40-yard dash with a guy, okay? So now, this DB got great recovery speed. Fast, athletic dude. He's coming back. Ball might be just a little bit underthrown, but you see how late Green's hands are, right? I'm not saying catch this thing down by your knees. I'm saying just show your hands late so this DB doesn't have time to play your hands, right? So that's a great example here from AJ Green with the same things we were just talking about with Doug Baldwin. Make sure that we attack his leverage. Know what his responsibilities are. Know that he's trying to seal the inside and he's trying to let me run outside. So let's attack his leverage. Let's move him. Let's get to the outside. Let's accelerate. Let's widen as much distance as possible and make sure we finish the play with late hands. As a slower wide receiver, you have to get, or not even a slow wide receiver, just going up against faster guys, every aspect of the route has to be on point and all the details of the route have to be on point for you to win, right? So let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job attacking that leverage. Great job moving him off that platform, keeping that head down for a couple steps, and then being late with those hands over the top. All right, so the next clip we're going to be looking at here is from Jerry Rice. Now, Jerry Rice is notoriously known for not being the fastest guy on the field, right? So I think he was like a 4.7, 40, something like that. I'm sure you guys if he's faster than that, just let me know in the comments, correct me. But I think the main thing is here that being a salesman when you're a slower dude is what's going to get you space. Because like route running speed and route running, like being able to be smooth with your route running rather than just being a blazing fast guy, like almost like Tyreek Hill. But Tyreek Hill has good routes. I'm not trying to say he doesn't have good routes. But being a salesman is like, and being fast with your routes and being efficient with your movement is different than just having like track speed where you can just run in a straight line and be fast. You got to be fast in and out of your cuts, but you also have to be a salesman. You got to play fast, right? So you see when Rice comes off of here, when he breaks to this post, the number one thing, right? A DB, when he's trying to be patient, when he's trying to match my speed, when he's faster than us, he's confident in his speed, he's going to be real disciplined, he's going to be watching my hips. So when I run any kind of double move route, whether it's an out and up, whether it's a post corner, a post out, corner post, a sluggo, to that first portion of the break, I got to commit my entire upper half. It doesn't even necessarily have to be your eyes. Everybody loves to go, oh, the eyes will tell lies. You look back to the inside, eyes will tell lies. Not always the case. Your body is what's going to lie because that's what that DB should be looking at. Disciplined DB is going to be looking at your hips. He's going to be trying to watch that number, trying to watch that torso. So you see when Rice breaks to this post for 3 steps, what's committed to it? His hips and his shoulders are fully committed to this post because that's where he's looking at, right? So if I could fully commit that and I'm going as fast as I can, it doesn't need to necessarily be faster than DB. I'm going as fast as I can and I'm running in full stride and I'm able to break this thing off suddenly like Rice does, I'm going to be able to get a lot of separation. Your upper half is what sells the route. Your body language is what sells the route, not necessarily how fast I run or how quick I could snap my eyes around to the quarterback. Let's get out of this thing as fast as I can go, and let's make sure that I commit my pad level because that's what will get me some separation from that DB. That's a perfect example from Jerry Rice, how you guys can be a salesman when you're not the fastest guy on the field, okay? So let's recap. Make sure we have a high football. Let's watch it full speed, then we'll recap. Great job coming off. Great job selling the post, committing his body, then being sudden with that cut to get him out. So let's recap, right? You got to have a high release IQ when you're going up against a faster guy. You got to know whether to attack his leverage, why he's outside shade, and why he's inside shade. Number 2, you got to have late hands over the top. Then number 3, you got to be a salesman with your routes and be going as fast as you're going with whatever route that you may be doing. Same thing applies for a comeback. On that vertical stem, you got to have your pad level committed to the break, be able to drop it off. Let's let's get out of the break fast. No matter what route it is, you have to be a salesman and you have to commit with your entire body language. All right, guys, we want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to leave those comments below. I really appreciate the feedback. Always great hearing from you guys. It helps fuel the channel, new ideas, everything. So I definitely appreciate it. And again, fellas, if you're in the Arizona area or quarterback, wide receiver, want to come out and get some work with us, we'll be down there October 2nd and 3rd. Check out that very first link in the description below. Hope you guys can check that out. I'll see you guys next time.